He saw a person, and the Lord said, go to that person and say this and this and this. So he went to the person, and he says, we say in Dutch, wildvreemd, a stranger. He says, I have a word for you. Tuk, tuk, tuk. And he gave no more than the Lord gave. What we do is, we have a whole conversation. Brother, Papa, are you here for the first time? You like to stay? If anyone speak, and that means you're going to speak much less. You're going to wait before you're going to say your opinion about anything. When you watch the news, you say, Lord, is that true? The liars in the NOS, the BBC, and the CNN. You don't sit as a guest of them, looking to what they say. You're sitting as a son of God. May God help us, because that's the kind of believers that the Jews are waiting for. I laugh a little bit. I was in the residence of Bibi, as I've told some, and I'd made an invitation to Sarah Palin to come to Israel and said, I can offer you a dinner with Benjamin Netanyahu and his wife. And her main intercessor said, wow, Sarah, I've talked to Sarah, she's interested. So she came here on Purim and changed to a dinner in the residence of the Prime Minister, where I was allowed by my friend Bibi to meet with her half an hour before the dinner with my wife. We were there only with Sarah and Todd, and Bibi and his Sarah. And so he turns to Sarah Palin, may God bless her, and he said, this man, pointing to me, always gives me instructions. And then he says, it's from God. And I think Sarah Palin said something, well, that's how it's supposed to be with life. Because she walks with the Lord. And that's exactly what Israel needs. And you can feel it when you talk with love to them. You saw it in the march. We come and tell them what to do. Stand, stand, don't divide the land. We don't say, you know, we Christians hope you will be strong. Praise the Lord. We are not speaking like that. Because we are not Christians. We are sons and daughters of the living God. You know something, that the word Christian only exists 3 times in the Old Testament. And 2 times in the mouth of an unbeliever. It was never the favorite word of the Holy Spirit. Paul never said, dear Christians, in Colossians or in Ephesians. He calls them saints, Israelites of God. You see how we have slipped into this stupid Christian vocabulary that is not even Christian, according to the New Testament. You go to Israel. Oh, we heard that you Christians are so pro us. We're so thankful. Which church are you in? Baptist. Oh, nice. And you? Full gospel listeners. And you? I'm Presbyterian. And you? Catholic. Assembly of God. And you? I'm a daughter of the God of Israel. What? What church is that? That's a position you only can get when you meet the chief rabbi of Israel. The Lord showed you the chief rabbi of Israel. I see so many people running after us. It's like, oh, no, Rabbi, I'm the best. The chief rabbi of Israel is Jesus. Let no one call you rabbi. For one mission. If you meet the great chief rabbi of Israel, you don't meet any other rabbi. I'm so proud of my, I don't understand this. I said, do you really walk with the chief rabbi of Israel? And he's in you, not just with you. Ask the Israelis if they know who's the chief rabbi of Israel. Wow! That's the 10 from each nation that Israel needs. I come back to Peter van Green. One of the most sensitive, godly men I've met. He had not even a watch. Because the Lord says, I don't want you to be ruled by time, but by my spirit. So he had to be so soft before the Lord that the Lord says, you won't catch this plane if you don't go now. He had no watch. Oh. Just imagine. That will teach you to listen to the Spirit. So, as he is a man of the Spirit, and some of you are, I know, he saw me, and it was just after the Lord showed me that Ephraim stands for the fools of the Gentiles, as Judah stands for Israel. And he says to me, not knowing this, it's just a few weeks after, young Willem, have you ever seen the blessing Jacob gave to Ephraim? When he crossed his hands and put his right hand on Ephraim and his left on Manasseh. I didn't know what he meant. I'm sure I've read it. He said, you know what he prophesied over Ephraim? Out of you, Ephraim, will come the fools of the Gentiles. And then Peter van Moorden said to me, cousin of Corinthian, that word is only existing once more in the whole Bible. When Paul says, when the fullness of the Gentiles, the word in Hebrew is meloe hagoyim, the fullness of the Gentiles, promised to Ephraim. So the 10 tribes were thrown away, and God retrieves them through another 10, not 7 from each nation, 10 from each nation. And many people who speak about the resurrection of Israel are all familiar with the Valley of Bones. And they can preach about it. But part of Ezekiel 37 that speaks about the restoration of Israel is that the 2 sticks become one. And they don't know what to do with it. Let's be honest. They don't know what to do with it. And the old man comes to me and he said, I have to give you these 2 sticks because God has said that is the essence of the ministry of the embassy. To bring the 10 Gentiles to become one with Judah more than Israel. And I tell you, those who know me, know I'm right on the way. I went out, sorry to make this reference, but it does underline what I say. We are invited usually to the family affairs of the Prime Minister, and then we stay because I meet all these people, so we make the best of it, I can tell you. I always pray before I go. And so my wife and I said, we are the last guests still around. Can't do this. So we turned to him, he says, well, thank you for inviting us again. He said, you're family. You're family. Are you family of Israel? Or are you just comforters of Israel? Do you feel it's your nation, as I feel? As my son and daughter served in the Israeli army? Or is it the nation that you love? While you stand at the side and wait for your rapture? Ephraim and Judah will become one. It will be the most holy marriage on the earth between 2 groups of men. Do you hear me? It will be so, and you know we will be able to learn from the Jews. When I see the saintliness of the Jews, I said, wow, how familiar we talk about Jesus. And sometimes it hurts me. Brother, do you know Jesus Christ? And you know what I'm believing in perfect. Then I prefer the Jews. The Jew, but if we all together, if our family, we're going to learn from one another. We're going to learn from the sanctity that the Jews have for the name. Jews that were taken from Gush Katif, with the girls of 18 having their rocks till their ankles. And not t-shirts to show their breasts, but you see that will how they dress. Some Christians should dare to dress. I'm not saying completely, but not in the way some Christians seemingly are allowed by the Holy Spirit to dress. Are you dressing under the Holy Spirit, and are you buying your clothes under the Holy Spirit, all because you're part of the society that celebrates because you're free?